Let me quickly talk to you about our top 5 audio marketing strategies for this year. The thing is, if you want to engage in audio advertising or audio marketing, you need to constantly look for innovative ways to reach your audience. And we have actually, based on our research for the last 25 years, we have come up with audio marketing strategies that always are proven. They're constantly resonate with the audience. So here's the overview I really want you to pay attention to. The thing is that using audio, that is voice, sound, and music, can leverage your digital user engagement, help you impact your new audiences, and attract new leads, driving growth, right? That's the bottom line. And so if you are thinking about audio marketing, let's first define what we are speaking about. Put simply, audio marketing is a term that refers to any marketing effort in which the output is audio content. So from audio advertising to podcast creation, it can take many forms, and there are a number of audio marketing trends to be aware of and explore. The bottom line here is you have to think about 3 things. You have to think about your niche. You have to think about the demographics. You have to think about the geography. And you have to think about the firmographic if we are speaking about a B2B sort of a business model. Very important. And the thing is, when you think about audio marketing, you have to think about the delivery strategies. You have to also think about your own vision. And audio marketing goes hand in hand. In our analysis, we think that audio marketing goes hand in hand with the sonic branding. Sonic branding means what? You can have a jingle, for example. You can have any sound that listeners can associate with your brain. And the bottom line here is to create an unforgettable experience. And you cannot have an audio marketing if the foundation of that marketing strategy is not based on experiences that are unforgettable. Because the whole thing is, you have to understand, unlike video marketing, when listeners are really tuning in into a podcast, for example, they are fully immersed. They are really paying attention. It doesn't matter whether they're running, they're jogging in the morning, or they're going to work, they're commuting to work. They're really tuning in. And if you are able to create a stellar experience at that time, you are going to reap the rewards over a long period. And so this is why it's really important to pay attention when it comes to audio marketing. And audio marketing this year is just more important than ever. And it has been. And what we've seen here is that we are looking at a constellation of capabilities now, from audio to a video to audio, all blending into one to give you a very potent audio marketing platform or audio marketing strategy. Let me give you a few pro tips here. So I just wanted to give you the foundation first before we actually get into the nitty gritty. So the first audio marketing strategies I want you to really do right now is to actually advertise in terms of audio. You want to advertise your creative audios. So audio advertising is a term that refers to any audio-based ad across any online streaming platform. Let me repeat that, because this definition is quite essential. It's going to help you whether you are an ad publisher or ad creative or ad buyer. You are going to pay attention a lot, because we're speaking about audio-based ad across any online streaming platform. So streaming platform, we're speaking about Pandora, Spotify, we're speaking about iHeartRadio, we're speaking about Apple Tunes, we're speaking about a lot of things. And so, for example, this ad could be a Spotify ad in which your brand, will advertise their product between songs. You know, like when Spotify, a lot of folks are paying members, but you have about a quarter, about 20%, 25% of folks who are comfortable actually listening to Spotify free of charge, and in return they have to listen to ads. So this is a win-win-win for not only Spotify, but also the listener, but also you as a brand. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about audio marketing strategies for this year for you to actually scale your business like crazy. I mean, I'm talking like crazy. And so one thing I want to say here is that when you think about, like, you have nearly 300 million people who are actually tuning in every week to Spotify, and those are folks who have the unpaid version of the platform. 300 million people. That's just amazing. So you're able to cater to that crowd. You're able to actually have a great audio advertising strategy to connect with them, to resonate with them. Remember, when we're talking about resonating with the listeners, don't forget the top 3 things that I told you about: firmographic, demographic, and geography. So if you're able to connect and create an emotional experience that is unforgettable, chances are you can reap the rewards in terms of a revenue boost, in terms of a CTA boost, in terms of ROI boost in the long run. The second strategy you can use right now to actually boost your audio marketing strategy is to your audio marketing campaigns rather is a business podcast. So we're talking about not just any kind of podcast. We're not speaking about relationship podcast or geography podcast. I mean, I have nothing against those podcasts, but if you specifically want to boost your revenue, if you want to increase your brand awareness, you want to target business podcasts specifically. And business podcasts have been an increasing audio marketing trend in recent years. In line with the rise in podcast listenership, you are basically thinking that, like, a lot of statistics are saying that in like last year, for instance, you have a nearly 60 to 65% of Americans are tuning in. Think about it, 65%. When you think about the population of this country and you are thinking about how many Americans are tuning in, that's just fantastic. It's really, really crazy. So you have to understand that a lot of there is an opportunity. So if you're listening to me right now, whether you're a publisher or whether you are a media buyer, you are an advertiser, you want to think about business podcasts for your campaign. Again, when we talk about business podcasts, you have to go through the platforms, or you have to go through, it depends on how you want to play the game, whether you want to do things programmatically, you want to do a programmatic audio marketing strategy, or just the regular one, or you want to go through a DSP or SSP or an ad exchange. It really depends on your strategy. But the bottom line here is that you cannot ignore this bonanza that's just waiting for you, right? It's a bonanza that's going to help you actually catapult your brain to the next level. And you need to understand that the bottom line here is that whether sharing company updates or industry insights, you are able to connect with listeners at a very deep level. So when we talk about advertising, when we speak about audio marketing, it doesn't have to be always like, yeah, please buy our product or sign up for our service. No, you have to actually strike the right balance between informing, educating, and entertaining your listeners. Obviously, you're not a charity, you're not a comedy club, so you got to make money. Yes. So the balance should be somewhere around 80-20. So 80% where you're actually selling, you're pushing for the hard pull, for the hard sell, soft sell, or let's say medium sell. And the 20% of the time, that's when you are just entertaining and educating your listeners. Another way where you can actually make money, actually boost your brain or or reach other kinds of goals through audio marketing is audio news. And the thing here is that we've been seeing this a lot in the last 5 years. It's been just growing like crazy, and it's not really surprising. I mean, you have a lot of Americans, but also non-Americans. I mean, Canadians. We have a lot of folks overseas also who are starting to enjoy the audio as a tool. And so sharing a news bulletin via audio is one of the main audio marketing trends that we are seeing this year. And this is a lot of experts in the industry are saying that this will continue for a long time. We're speaking about 5, 10 years, 15 years, as more Americans, as more folks are actually being dragged. I mean, not dragged. They're really flocking into this industry. It's going to be fantastic. So the bottom line here is that an audio news piece can be the perfect way for you to actually, you can allow your audience to complete other tasks without actually interrupting them, and also taking in the information, right? And by the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm having a conversation with you about the audio marketing strategies that you can implement today so that you can actually boost your ROI. You can actually boost your ROI big time. And so audio news can be used as a newscast, in newsletters, on social media, or on landing pages to attract and retain leads. And if you are able to adopt the right strategy, you are going to be able to push leads down the sales funnel, down the funnel real fast, from qualified marketing sales to qualified sales leads. So from qualified marketing leads to qualified sales leads, and all the way to the deal. Okay, and that's what you want. You really want to push things real fast. So audio news really, again, there's a great opportunity there, but you have to make sure that the tool, because it is a tool, is adaptable to your industry and also your niche, right? Because some niches do not really resonate really well with audio news, while others, they just love it. They just consume audio news all day long. So it's just a matter of making sure that you find the right sync between your niche and between the strategy you want to adopt. Let me talk to you about the next one. You have video with audio voiceover. And this is another element that we have seen in our research in the last few years that's been growing like crazy. And the thing is that you have to understand, when we talk about audio marketing strategies, and we're speaking about the importance of audio voiceover, we're thinking about a need from the listener to connect with your brain or with any message for that matter at a very deep level. And we're speaking about an emotional level. Folks are listening to sounds, music, and podcasts, for example, to sort of connect with the voice, connect with the language, with the sound, right? So videos with audio voiceovers, often explainer videos, are an incredible way to present complex topics and increase trust in your brain. So if you are out there and you want to not only raise brand awareness, but you also want to solidify trust in your brain, you might want to consider thinking about video with audio voiceovers. Okay. And what you are listening to right now, this is exactly what it is. So you have a video with the voiceover. Now, the thing is, we're not selling anything. We are an educational channel, but this is an opportunity for you to imagine what this could be for you. Let me give you an example. With over 5 to 6 billion videos being watched every day on YouTube, the capacity to reach a wide audience is clear. Okay. And so the bottom line here is people talk about, well, the market is saturated. We're not going to, I wish I started 10 years ago, or I started like last year. Every day there are new folks who are flocking to YouTube, to Spotify, to Pandora, to iHeartRadio, to all the other players out there, to Amazon Radio. So the bottom line here is that there's always room for growth. So don't think, for example, like, hey, listen, I can't do a video with audio voiceover because my competitors are doing it. They have been doing it for 5 years now, and they have solidified their grip on the market. There's no way I can survive. No. If you have this mindset, you're not going to get things done. So the bottom line here is you need to really identify your forte. You need to identify your resources. You need to identify, because see, if you can identify your strengths and you can identify your resources, it's all about just making sure that you match your strength with your resources to make things happen. Another thing you will need to know about is audio notifications. Again, we're speaking about the top 5 audio marketing strategies that are really, really effective this year. And audio notifications are really great also. What is it really? Let's quickly talk about this. So an audio notification is the transformation of a visual notification into sound. And this has a number of use cases and provides the foundation for a great user experience focused marketing strategy. So by allowing the user to listen to mobile push notification in a way that is convenient to them in real time, they will save time and avoid stressful situations in which they are receiving notifications and unable to look at them properly. So this is kind of important. And the thing is that this goes back to what I said earlier about your audience. It goes back to your audience, your persona, like let's say your ideal customer persona's habits. What kind of like, are they digital? Is he or she digital? Does he or she consume content through YouTube, through desktop, through a tablet, through a phablet, through a smartphone? And because those are really important when we talk about audio notifications, we're speaking about that ability for that target audience member to see exactly what kind of message you want to communicate with him or her at that particular time. And this goes back to what I said in terms of geography, in terms of the demographics, in terms of firmographics, if we're having a B2B sort of business setup. And the one thing I also need to mention here is that it doesn't matter whether you see, the thing is, all those 5 strategies that I just mentioned, you can actually do them all at the same time. You can pick one or two or three, or you can say, you know what, I have the budget. I do have the budget, and I'm going to do all those things simultaneously. And because I do have the capacity, and if you are able to pull it off properly, you are going to reap benefits beyond compare. Because you are, especially if you can match it with programmatic audio marketing. If you are able to do things automatically, you are going to see a huge ROI, a huge ROI boost in your strategies. And so this is a kind of important element I want you to really pay attention to when we think about audio marketing strategies. Okay, so this is so. Just want to recap here. You have audio advertising, business podcast, audio news. You have a video with audio voiceovers, and you also have audio notifications. Before I close to this conversation, I want to give you a bonus here. And if you have been listening so far, I really appreciate having you a lot, and our team appreciates you. And the thing is, how do you automate your audio strategy? So the thing is, there's always an element of programmatic audio, right? And it's really important because when you start, if you're a small business, if you're a startup, I mean, you can do things manually, but at some point you need to really automate things, especially if you want to scale. And so automating your audio marketing strategy allows you to truly capitalize on the benefit that it can offer. Manually, it can take some time to develop any one asset, whether it is recording a voiceover for a video ad, for example, or editing a podcast. Converting text to audio quickly and easily with the possibility to automate at scale is now possible with a constellation of tools out there. And the thing here is that you just need to have a written script, which may include variables such as name, city, or weather, a suitable voice, and engaging background music for your project. So this is kind of cool. And so you just need to have the right project, the right platform. We have reviewed appropriate platforms on this show. And so you have, for example, you have Algorithmic, you have other players out there. You have also Instrumatic that does that also. And so you're able to reproduce synthetic voices with different languages and accents. You can use different sound and music templates, and you can personalize your content at a faster pace, seconds, and cost than usual. This is kind of cool. So if you're interested, there are a lot of players. As I said, you have Basis Technologies, formerly Central. You have Instrumatic. You have Media Math. You have MediaFem. So there are a lot of players who actually can help you with that. But you got to have it in terms of if you are thinking about scaling down the road, then you have to do it. And also one thing I want to say also is that if your ad budget has increased for any reason, and you are trying to bring things at scale, you're trying to really go to the next level, because now you have the ad budget that should go with your ambition. Then you need to really start thinking about automating, and you have a lot of players who are going to help you automate at a very affordable price too. Though I mean, they can actually those can be ad exchanges, those can be also DSPs, or also PSPs. It's really a matter of what really is important to you, and what kind of what level of granularity you want to get into when it comes to your audio marketing strategy for this year. I mean, it all boils down to that. It all boils down to how fast or how slow you want to actually move. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about audio marketing strategies, and I give you the overview and the pro tips and the bonus. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.